Alright guys, what's going on? Will Blending. Let's get back to business, man. Finally, this election bullshit is over. Well, according to Trump, it's not. But as far as I'm concerned, this election bullshit is over. Let's move forward. We at least know who the president is. We at least know we pretty much won the House. We're still waiting on the Senate. That's going to be big if we win that, because that's just going to make it easier for more stimulus. But today's topic is not about stimulus, really. I want to talk about a recent subscriber. He was talking to me about what he should do. He started an LLC for an investment company, and he didn't make any money yet. And he's asking me, should he start a new LLC as an operating company? And my question is to him is, are you making any money? He said in the beginning he ain't making any money. So all this structure and stuff, you guys just need to tune out. If you don't have a side hustle first, your side hustle needs to come before all this other structures and holding companies and all this, you know, detailed stuff to build your empire. Is pointless unless you got some stream of income coming in. Now, what I recommended to him in the comments was, you need to go back and get the side hustle. Why are you starting an investment company and you have no investments? To me, here's what I would do if I was to start an investment company. I would take monies that I receive from the government and hope to be getting more. I would set up a corporation at that point, which I don't need to do, but I'm just telling you what I would do if I was just starting out and wanted to start an investment company. I would simply set up, I wouldn't even set up a basic LLC. I would set up a holding company as my investment company, but I'm not going to call it that on paper. I would call it a holding company on paper just to do management. So the real point of the company on paper, I would call it a management company. Then I would go out and start building corporate credit while I'm putting money in the bank. You have to put some type of money in the bank to start qualifying for more funding later. So whether that be DoorDash, Uber, Lyft, find some type of side hustle. Whether you gotta wash cars, or you gotta get some girlfriend to start making plates and selling them. Whatever hustle you gotta do, you gotta find it outside of your normal day-to-day job. If your day-to-day job pays you, let's say $50,000, but you only need to live on $30,000, take that additional $20,000 and start slowly putting it into your holding company. Once you have corporate credit, cash in there, then you go out and actually start investing in stocks, bonds, real estate. Now you have a real investment company. How do you get an investment company when you're not building your corporate credit and you're not putting money in your bank account? You don't have a business. What people need to understand is you don't even have a business until you get money and start putting it in your account. I'm an Uber and Lyft driver. You can say whatever you want negative about Uber and Lyft drivers, but I've seen Uber and Lyft drivers make $40,000, $50,000 a year, and they only need to live on $25,000, $30,000. So that is a real business. DoorDash, Instacart. If you and your wife both, if say your wife is doing Instacart and you're doing Uber and Lyft, and you guys even combined only make $60,000, but you can live on say $40,000, you have a business. You set up a holding company, put those additional funds in your holding company. Now you can start qualifying for corporate lines of credit. Corporate, if you want to guarantee some lines, those will be considered business lines of credit. Corporate credit, no PG. Business credit, you will have to supply a PG, but it doesn't go on your personal credit. But in the event you default, it will go to your personal credit. So I like corporate credit. No PG. It's purely based on the revenue of your business. But eventually you're going to get both. You're going to get corporate and business credit. But this is just for leverage. Your business needs to make some type of cash. Eventually, you want to get to the point where you take your corporate cash in the bank and put down your down payment on your properties, and you only use your corporate and business credit to do repairs. Something last minute comes up, you got to buy a tenant a new appliance. You know, you got to do a new roof. That's where your corporate credit will come in handy. You always have funds to take care of these emergency problems. But to come to somebody and tell me you don't even have, you have an investment company LLC set up, and he asked me, should he start an operating company? The answer is absolutely not. You need to put some money in your company and make that first company very generic. I hope you didn't label it an investment company, because if you label it an investment company, that's high risk. You're not going to get as much in corporate credit. You need to make a very generic name and call it a management company. Build up credit on that. And if you want to have a separate investment company under your holding company, you can label that investments. But I would not have my first company labeled investments, anything. Keep it really generic. Services, you know, empire, dynasty, anything. Management even, you know, such and such management. And that is the sole purpose of that company, is to hold revenues. That will hold investments later, but not directly. It will manage and control future LLCs and companies, baby companies, subsidiaries, whatever you want to call it, under it. And I can tell you, if you didn't have anonymity on your holding company, I wouldn't even call it a holding company. If you set up a holding company in your state where you live in, and say you live in Connecticut, no anonymity, in the event of a lawsuit, they will quickly and easily be able to find out who owns your company, and therefore it will be easy for them to put in a lawsuit against you. You might not even do anything wrong. It might be something simple, somebody slip and fall on one of your LLCs. They look up the LLC, they see it's owned by your holding company, but they also see that you're the owner, because Connecticut doesn't protect that information. This is why I set up my holding company in Wyoming. Nobody even knows. If you looked up my holding company, you would not even see my name. They don't give out that information of who the actual owner is of the corporation. Now, for bank purposes only, you're listed in your article, so you can show your bank, yes, I'm the CEO, president, whatever, so you can open a bank account. But lawyers don't have access to bank information. They only see what's on the public record when you set up your corporation. And Connecticut reveals the owner. So you got to be very careful with this stuff. And you got to keep in mind, you don't have a business at all until you making something over what you need to live on, and you're able to put that in a business account. You don't have a business. So you have to get a side hustle, side business. Don't even pay, you know, pretend you don't even have to pay taxes, because if you're making less than $12,000, I think, somewhere around there, you don't have to pay tax on that. I would still file my tax, but in other words, until you start making real money, don't worry about, you know, getting in trouble with the IRS and all that. Just build your side hustle till you're making a reasonable amount of money. Then you go set up your LLC, and then you can pay your taxes, get your tax advantages and all that happy stuff. But don't go setting up these entities, guys, and you're not making any money. It's purely pointless to set up an entity. See, I set up an entity with the intent of putting my Uber and Lyft money into the company. So it's not like I was really making any money, but at least I had a revenue stream that I knew that I could put into my business account that would help me generate corporate credit later. So I took some of my funds I got from the government, and also some of the funds from my Uber and Lyft, Integrity, any hustle I'm doing, slowly move it into my holding company, which right now I'm at the point now where I'm about to they're about to do my DUNS number, They have the website. So it should be very shortly before I start seeing lines of credit, which I'm very excited about. I definitely will have it on the channel. I'll come on here and show you what lines I got from Navy Federal or whatever banks that I get the credit from. And once I receive the credit, that doesn't necessarily mean I have a business either. Just because you have corporate credit doesn't mean you have a business, because you can't start spending the corporate credit until you got money coming into your accounts to pay the corporate credit. And then you will leverage it. Then you can start putting your corporate credit into stuff that's going to make you assets, that's going to make you money. You can literally take a line of credit and go buy a business if you're guaranteed that it's got revenue coming in. You know, but I would not risk corporate credit on anything that's not a guarantee. I made that mistake in the past, and it literally cost me thousands. You know, that's one of the reasons why I'm restructuring my social media branding, is because I made mistakes when I first started Chennai business. And my whole point in doing these videos and telling you guys this stuff, because I simply don't want you guys to make the same mistakes I did. And the first mistake I did in the past, before Chennai business, was to try to set up an entity with the intent to do business, like this young person was telling me. They set up the entity first, but there was no money. They weren't even advertising. And they were calling themselves a business owner. You're not a business owner until you got revenue going into your business account. I don't care where it's coming from, just as long as you're putting money into your holding company, your operating company, something. Even a sole proprietorship. It's best for people to start sole proprietorships before they even get into corporate structure, in my opinion. In my opinion, you should not even start a actual corporation until you have a sole proprietorship that is at least bringing you in a little more than what you need to live on. And I did that with Uber and Lyft. Uber and Lyft is never going to make me rich. Let's just call it what it is. Driving Uber and Lyft is never going to make me a rich man. But driving Uber and Lyft, putting that money into a corporation that qualifies for lines of corporate credit, spendable corporate credit later, that you could put down on real estate. You could buy a small business. Now that could make you a millionaire. So I want to stress upon you guys, don't start setting up these entities and worrying about holding companies and all this stuff unless you have some intent to at least, here's probably the only case I would tell you, set up an entity. You already have good personal credit. You have a job you enjoy doing, or even if you don't enjoy doing it, but it's bringing you enough to pay your bills. You have just enough money to start a corporation. If you need help with this, I can help you. With the intent of just building corporate credit, but you have a few extra dollars to apply to your business account until it starts actually generating revenue. And that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm taking my Uber Lyft money, putting it into my holding company with the intent of building corporate credit, but that corporate credit is going to give me the leverage I need to get into real estate and other small business investments. You know, I'm not even going to touch stocks, guys. I'm not even going to mess with actual investing until I have a tangible asset like real estate. Once you have your first investment property and you have money extra, then I say, okay, great, go in and start doing a few stocks or investing in stuff that you enjoy, you like, that you're willing to take a risk here and there, Bitcoin, all this other stuff. But make sure you have an actual tangible investment that can earn you credit and money over time before you start getting crazy with building these entities. yes, I do promote starting a holding company right off the rip if you have money. If you get this $10,000 EIDL grant, which a lot of you know, it was actually the SBA only gave us 1,000 when it was supposed to be 10. If you get that grant for only 1,000, put that into your holding company. That's a start. And then, God willing, you know, they pass whatever thing they gotta pass to get us our money. We get the additional $9 grand in our bank accounts. Now we have money to put in our holding company. Just applying that 10 grand in your holding company over 2 to 3 months time, you will qualify for lines of corporate spendable credit. But you can't start an LLC, not put no money in your accounts, and call yourself a business owner. You gotta start putting money into your accounts. And if you need help to start qualifying for corporate credit, contact me. My email is below this video. If you physically want to talk to me on the phone, I'm doing a new promotion right now on my channel where if you become a Ztegrity card holder, I will give you access to call me when I'm available. It's like, I don't want to say whenever you feel like, because some of you literally will be 3 in the morning. Let me call Will and just talk to him about my corporate idea. No, let's be reasonable, you know. But if you become a card holder for Ztegrity, if you don't know what Ztegrity is, I've got tons and tons and tons of video about Ztegrity here on the channel. All you gotta do is look for it, you'll find it. They're doing some great things right now. They have a corporate credit program they have right now. It's called the Black Table. They have a e-wallet system now to help you move your money, as much money as you want, you know. They got a Forex trading system going on. They got so much going on right now, guys. You got to join Ztegrity. But if you become a Ztegrity card holder, I will actually give you access to call me. We can talk about your ideas. I'll give you up to 30 minutes to tell me whatever you want to tell me. I'll respond. But you got to become a card holder under me. It's unfortunate if you're already a Ztegrity card holder, this does not apply to you. But I have an option for you. I will give you up to a 1-hour consultation where you can talk to me about whatever you want. You want to waste that time talking to me about your idea that you have no money for, I'll be glad to listen. But it's going to be $100. If you're interested in that, just email me. I'm assuming everybody has Cash App. You can Cash App me. If you don't have Cash App, we'll find another way for you to send me payment. Send me the $100. I'll give you up to a 1-hour consultation. You can talk to me on the phone, and we can discuss your idea and how you can get corporate credit funding for that idea. You know, and I may even tell you about how to apply for this EIDL loan if you haven't already done that. Because all you got to be is a sole proprietor and you qualify for that. So everybody that's an Uber and Lyft driver, you need to get on that. They did open it up, back up. You can start applying. The money's not necessarily there yet, but it's coming. So you want to apply now because everybody's going to be on this EIDL money because it's easier than applying for the PPP, in my opinion. And once you get the grant, they will automatically offer you a loan. And if you already have your corporation set up, that loan will be offered to you in the name of your corporation. Sounds good? An SBA loan, you could take up to 30 years to pay it back. So it's not like they're going to stress you out. I think it's like even 1 year before you even begin making payments on the loan. So you're good. You don't have to panic. You can take the money. I think on average people are getting like $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 small business loans from the SBA. Very little interest. I think it was 3.5 interest rate, something like that. I'm thinking about modifying mine because I already got a loan, but obviously times are rough. I'm thinking about modifying that, get another 10, 20,000 if they give it to me. All I'm going to do is put that money in my holding company, guys. It's not even like you know, I may pay some bills with it, but most of that money is going right into my holding company, because I know putting money into my holding company is going to get me $15, $20, $30,000 lines of credit on the corporate side. And then once my personal score, I want to say on average is about a 680. I don't even think you need 700s. I'm going to I'll automatically start getting approved for personal lines of credit that will definitely help me leverage some business credit later, because your business credit is usually 3 times higher than your personal lines. So if I start getting personal lines of credit for 10, 15,000, that means my business lines of credit are going to start being as high as $50,000. This is the power of doing this stuff, guys. You gotta start thinking corporate. You know, I don't care if you're a family. If you're a family, just a husband and wife, you should have what I call a family LLC. You know, and make it a partnership. That family LLC partnership, you know, is going to allow you a lot of, and you can make it a holding company. Make it a holding company for you and your wife. But that partnership holding company can allow you the mother load of exemptions. You could even call it a management company, because it's going to manage your family assets. It really is. And then if you get into real estate later, you already have your holding company set up with you and your wife. So all you got to do is set up some subsidiaries under it, some little LLCs to hold your properties, and you have a business. It's really just this simple, but people try to complicate it. And, you know, just the other day, my roommate didn't understand. And I'm trying to tell her, if you get a 3-family house in your LLC under the name of your company, owned by your holding company, that is a business. And she did not understand that that's a business, because it's an investment property. She was just looking at it as a house, a place to live. No, you have a 3-family property. You live on 1 floor. You're bringing in income on 2 other floors. You have a business. You take all that money, you put it in your LLC. You don't spend it out. You keep doing whatever you're doing. In my case, I continue driving, doing Uber or Lyft, building my transportation company, whatever. That is a separate business. That subsidiary LLC owned by your holding company, that's a separate business. My media company, I could put just my media stuff under one LLC. That's a separate business in itself, owned by my holding company. I could start a transportation company. That's a separate LLC, owned by my holding company. That's another business. Those are all operating businesses under my holding company, you know, that I hope to have. You know, I already got the media channel going. It's simply a matter of constructing a new LLC to hold Shania Business Media Channel. If you guys, again, you want a consultation, brief consultation for an hour, because some of you guys just want to get on the phone and you just want to tell me about your idea and how you can get funded, which I'm starting to feel why you guys want to do that. You want to talk to somebody and kind of get a feel if your idea is even worth the time or the effort. And I kind of get that, you know, but I don't want to spend an hour on the phone with 30 people and not generate any money. But if I get 30 people on the phone at $100 each, do the math. That's money that can go in my holding company. You know, you got benefit because you have the service. I got benefit because I got some money to put in my holding company. I don't feel like I wasted my day, and everybody's happy. So if you're interested in that, email me. Links are below. But again, become a Z-Tegrity card holder. You get the card and you get access to call me. So it's almost like you get 2 birds with 1 stone. But, you know, if you guys aren't interested in getting the card, you know, I understand, you know, hit me below. I'll send you my Cash App. If you guys don't want to do Cash App, we'll figure out another means of payment, and we'll go from there. You know, I just don't want you guys to feel like I'm wasting your time. I don't want to feel like you're wasting mine. Because, like I said, because if I get, you know, 5 people a day paying me $100 and I spend an hour on the phone, it was well worth my time to talk to you guys. And I feel like I didn't waste my day because I have revenue to put in my holding company. I hope that makes sense. Subscribe, like, and comment. I appreciate all your support. Continue supporting me. Hit that bell icon so you get updated the minute I drop another video. I love you guys, and I'll catch you next time.